Madhava Kunja Vihari Radha Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Namonati Ravanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्री राधा कुंज बिहारी की, श्री श्री गौर निताई की। Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Grantharat Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Om Ajnanatamirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshughavanmelitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. This is a very special topic. Direct versus direct preaching. So there are two parts in this: wedding, science, and religion. Jivas and Krishna. But it is a 90 minutes, a big session it is. See, there are four things in that. First is how to knock a jiva out of material orbit and put him in spiritual orbit. Because everybody in this world is rotating in some orbit. Somebody is rotating around IT company. Somebody is rotating around UPSC. Somebody is rotating around some girl. Isn't it? Everybody is rotating around something. They have a goal. Why we rotate? If you go to any temple in our path of Sanatana Dharma, we keep the Lord in the center and we go around. You have seen that? Pradakshina we do 3 times or 4 times, correct? No? What is the meaning of the Pradakshina? You are the center of my life. And everything in my life revolves around you, including myself also. My money revolves around you, means what I spend for you. My energy revolves around you, means I spend my energies, my speaking energy, my hands and legs energy, and my resources, everything I use it for you. And ultimately I am also yours. That's the meaning of that. When you go around, making Lord the center. And everybody in this world has conviction that this will give me happiness. So somebody, for him, money is honey. So he revolves around money. revolves around woman, revolves around the job, revolves around foreign chance, revolves around UPSC to become something. So everybody, so this is called as material orbit. So going from material orbit to spiritual orbit means from material rotating to make a shift. And like in physics, you study, you knock electron out of his orbit, isn't it? And then releases energy and comes, correct? No? So knocking electron out of its orbit is not very easy. That itself requires some energy, correct? No? Mm. So in the same manner, somebody is headlong running and rotating in the material circle, um, considering that to be all in all. But then one is suffering also, because material life is a mixture of pleasure and pain, honor and dishonor. Like people are working in company, making a lot of money, but there's also competition. Hmm? Like one devotee was selling in Bangalore. How nowadays in companies, you can't just peacefully sit in your job. You have to keep abreast of what is happening in AI. Huh? If you don't know the latest trends, things and all, because quick shifts are happening in technologies. Huh? Very, very, like it is shifting very fast. In those days, it was not shifting so fast. Like once you get into a company, you can just go on for 20, 30 years peacefully. Same technology, just keep doing the same old thing. It's very easy. You learn it. Even as a teacher now, it's not that you once you make your own notes for teaching, then after that you can use it for 3 decades. Now can you do that? Oh, now a lot of things are coming. Things are changing very fast. So you were selling so much for keeping abreast of times. So much energy goes. Fear also is there. Whether I'll be left behind, and there is so much of competition in the outside world. So, so uh, people are absorbed in something and revolving around it, and their life runs out. See this fellow sleeping. How much time is spending? 2 years. Daily routine, brushing. Can avoid brushing, bathing, washing clothes, shaving. Right, it takes time. Meals. This also you can't avoid. Commuting to office, coming, isn't it? And work, miscellaneous, going for outings. Hmm. The family, marriage, anniversary day, birthday, this day, that day, so many things come up, correct? No? Put together, how much years are over? Personal discretion. That means worry. Personal discretion means worry, anxiety, thinking. 11 years. How many years are over? See how our life goes? Huh? This is what Prahalad also said. How our life runs out. And also, all these are material activities. Nothing spiritual in this. All these activities. So that's how the material body is. You can't avoid sleeping. You can't avoid eating. Daily routine, brushing, bathing. This body requires so much attention to be maintained. It's like a vehicle, isn't it? But the shariram kalu dharma sadhanam, it is said. You should use it as a dharma sadhan. Dharma sadhan means what you do with the body after doing all these things. Like if somebody has a family, you have to work and bring money and put up the family. Mm. And if you have a child, you have to give some time to sit with the child and study with the child and teach the child, correct? No? Yes. So in this way, a person, first of all, if you are a single man, your own body requires time. But after you get bodies, a wife and a couple of children, then they also need your time, correct? No? So in this way, a lot of our time goes in miscellaneous activities in this world. Most part, see, this fellow 65 years he has spent in these things. Now some people actually live only for 65 years only, correct? No? Then where is time for spiritual activities? Let's think about it. Nowadays, very rare to see somebody living till 100, correct? No? Yeah. That is why if one really has a keen desire to go back to Godhead, then one has to be very attentive in spiritual life to save time and utilize it well. So we get into, therefore, to go from material orbit to what happens when a person comes from material orbit to spiritual orbit. The path of Bhakti Yoga is very, very unique and very special because it teaches you that you are doing activities just like any karmi. Huh? Externally speaking, Arjuna has chariot, Duryodhana has chariot. Huh? Both of them have flags in the chariot, both of them have horses, both are fighting, both have armor, both have weapons. Everything looks all the same. There's no difference. What makes the difference? The bhavana. Huh? Therefore, we say Antarashtriya Krishna Bhavana Maritsang. Now, only have to change that attitude and consciousness. Huh? Arjuna is working for Krishna's pleasure. Arjuna is not fighting as a Kshatriya. Krishna told him finally, you forget about your swabhava also. Huh? You don't worry about anything. You are not fighting. Earlier he told about swabhava. Huh? Your swabhava is to the 2.31 to 39. He told about swabhava. See, your swabhava is Kshatriya, you cannot escape, you have to fight. He agreed. But later on, Krishna said, forget about that also. You are fighting because I am telling you. You, Sarvadharman, Parthaja. The dharma includes your swadharma also. Forget about everything. Huh? You are doing it because if you do according to swabhava, you will have vengeance also. Correct, no? If you bring your swabhava and swadharma in the battlefield, you're looking at the Kauravas, you will feel vengeance and everything. Now, if you act for Krishna, you have no vengeance towards anybody. In fact, your heart can be flooding with love and you can fight. Huh? Because you are fighting because it will please Krishna. That's why you are fighting. So therefore, Bhakti Yoga is not ordinary path. Huh? Here, your senses, your mind, your intelligence, uh, your ego, everything is fully imbued with Krishna. Huh? So you do the activity. Another example I'll tell you. When Hanuman went to Lanka, he was jumping from one building to another. It was the evening time. So he thought that I should not get detected by anybody. A lot of Rakshasas are walking on the road, streets and everything. People are returning back from their offices or wherever they were working. They were entering their houses. And the females in the houses were all dressing and decorating themselves very nicely so to receive the husbands. So, so he was jumping over the buildings. And then he would peep from the window to check whether Sita will be inside. He was watching like this. So, and then by the time he was jumping, at last he came to Ravana's palace, it became night. Almost like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. By the time many had gone to sleep. So, moonlight was there in the top of the sky. So he saw the Pushpaka Viman. So below the Pushpaka Viman, there was a hole kind of thing. And then from that he could see through. And there in the big hall, Ravana was lying like this in the bed. He was asleep. And looking at him, he understood. On either side, there were women. And Ravana said, this side and that side, all beautiful women whom he had brought from various places. But they were all sleeping beauties because everybody was sleeping. One woman was having a tanpura, another woman was having they beat and play, no? Jal, 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 they played like that. She was having that. One was having a veena. And different women were carrying different instruments and they were sleeping also. The lips were tightly shut, eyes were closed, they were all sleeping. So, but there were barrels of wine. There were also pieces of meat strewn here and there because it seems that they had drunk wine and eaten meat and also danced because their nupur and some of their jewelry ornaments were scattered also. So, but now they were all asleep. So, at the time he looked at Ravana and all these ladies, everybody. So one by one he looked at the lady. Is this Sita? Is this Sita? Is this Sita? But they were not proper. The dress was also not proper. They were in a state of undress because of sleeping in the night. So when he looked at each of them, and then at last he saw there was another round table, round bed kind of thing, where one very, very good looking lady was lying. He thought that all these ladies were lying with Ravana, maybe from Devakanyas and different people he brought, Rishikanyas and all he brought. But that lady was lying alone, maybe Sita, because she may not want to lie with everybody. So he was very happy. So he caught hold of his own tail and was jumping up and down in the staircase, going up, coming down. Oh, I found Sita for a while. But then he said to himself, this cannot be Sita. How can Sita be lying in Ravana's palace like this? This must not be. That was Mandodari actually. It was not Sita. So now when he could not find Sita there, suddenly one thought arose in his mind. He thought that, see, I am a brahmachari. People call me Naishtika brahmachari, but I am looking at women, that too in a state of sleeping. And I am looking at each and every one of them. And every woman is different beauty. Somebody has beautiful eyes, somebody has beautiful nose, somebody has beautiful lips, somebody has beautiful face, somebody has curly hairs, and the feminine tenderness. When I look at all these things, my Lord, brahmachari is not supposed to see these things. I am looking at all these things. And then Hanuman was so taken by surprise that although I have seen practically 3 dozen women now, not even an iota of lust arose in my mind. This is very surprising. How is that possible? Because while looking at each of them, in the background he was remembering, who? Lord Ram. Because I am searching, for whose sake I am searching? Huh? For Lord Ram's sake. Whose sweetheart I am searching? Lord Ram's. So Lord Ram is weeping constantly, searching for Sita. For his sake I am searching. So his master's personal form, fill up his mind and heart. And he was searching. So this is the power of Bhakti Yoga. He is in Lanka in a foreign land, and he is looking at the very, very such celestial beauties whom he is seeing. Women not even properly dressed. But not even an iota of lust arose in his mind because his purpose is one pointed. Javasayatmika buddhir ekeh kurunadana. I simply want to serve Lord Rama for his purpose. So ultimately what matters is the hetu, the motive. My motive in looking at this woman is not to pick up one of them and marry and go. That is not my purpose. My purpose in looking at this woman is, are they Sita? Is there a possibility of getting information about Sita? So intent is the most important thing in bhakti. So his intent was to serve Ram, not to exploit the beauty of the woman. So he was not disturbed. So 2 examples I told you till now. I told the example of Arjuna fighting the battle without any vengeance, without any hatred, dvesh bhavana. He didn't think of them to be friends. He didn't think of them to be enemies. He thought that just like a Brahmana takes a ladle with ghee and he pours it in the yajna kund. The yajna kund is mouth of Vishnu. And the sacrificial fire is the tongue of Vishnu. So he pours. Swaha, he pours. So he knows very well that when I am offering in this, it's going to Lord Vishnu. Correct, no? So this is yajna, we call it. In the same manner, Arjuna was also performing another yajna where arrows he is sending to the chest of the warriors. The chest of the warriors is the yajna kund. And he is sending the arrow, which is ahuti. So he performed it. And this ahuti is being offered on the order of the Lord in the Vedic literature, correct, no? Yata gavo nasi protas tantyam baddascha nama bihi. Like that the Bhagavatam says that just as a bull is tied with a rope in the nose, whichever direction is pulled, he will go. Like that the Brahmins are fixed in the Vedic literatures and Vedavag. If Vedas say this is to be done, they will do it. They know for sure, beyond doubt, that Vedavak is true. Like for example, if through the window you see bright light, you don't have to go and see the sun. Without seeing the sun, you can say that sun is in the sky. Correct, no? Imagine 12 o'clock you are sitting in the room, bright light you are seeing. So based on the light, you can confidently say there is sun. Similarly, Om Tat Vishnum Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suryaha Diviva Chakshuratatam Vipraso Vipanyavo Vipraso Jagravam Samindate. So Vishnum Paramam Padam, he says. So he says that the Brahmanas can speak to the people of the world with full confidence about the spiritual world, with full conviction, by dint of their own realization, which comes by their sadhana. By the sadhana they perform for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu, they develop a purity, sanctity, conviction, and faith in the Lord, and they can give faith to the entire world by that type of faith. And therefore, they offer the ahuti in the yajna kund based on the Veda Vak. Huh? Vedas say this is the way you have to do yajna, and they do it, and they have full faith. Like sometimes a modern boy may have a question: Prabhuji, they are putting ghee in the fire. Is it not a waste? Somebody may be asking, isn't it? Hmm? Like one boy, he while playing cricket, he fell on the ground and he developed a wound in the knee. Hmm? So went to the doctor and he told doctor, it's severely paining. You see, it's reddish completely. Its whole skin has come out. Huh? It's burning. I can't even bend my leg properly. Doctor said, don't worry. Doctor gave him some pills. Take this 3 times a day. You take. And he said, what to do, doctor? Should I powder it and apply it here? And he was asking. The doctor said, no. You just take some little water and you swallow it. It's all. Doctor, my problem is not in the belly. Problem is here. You don't see that? If you want, take your spectacles if you want. Put it and see. My problem is here, not here. Doctor said, who is doctor? You are doctor, I am doctor. You just do what I am telling you. Then the fellow went and put the tablet just 2 days and it got dried up. And he was surprised. How is it that I am putting tablet here and this is getting dried up? Doctor said that we are MBBS MD doctors. We know what happens. The same manner, Vedas say that you put yajna ahuti here, whole universe will become happy. How? You have to do and see. You are not even ready to do, then how will you? Like Prabhupada was telling, one man was telling Prabhupada that, Swami, first let God give me darshan, then I will surrender, he said. So Prabhupada asked him, okay, if you want to go to America, you say, first you take me to America, then I'll pay for the flight ticket. You say like that? How many of you, if you pay for the flight ticket before going to America? You have not even been taken there. That means you put faith, the airplane will take you there, correct? Huh? So first you pay and then you will be taken. Prabhupada said, Krishna says, you surrender, then I will do everything for you. The people don't want to surrender, you see. So, just as a Brahmana with faith offers ahuti, in the same manner, Arjuna with full faith performed the battle on the order of Krishna. He did it as a sacrifice. Yeah. In the same manner, the Grihastha, who is husband, wife, both are initiated devotees, seriously practicing devotees, they all the time, 24/7, they are remembering Guru and Guru's instruction, Prabhupada, ISKCON movement. I have seen families like that. They have a big altar at home. Day in and day out, there's kirtan going on, arati going on, chanting and utsavams, festivals. There are grihasthas. So, for such a family, he says, when a man decides that they want to beget a child, they do Garbhadan Sanskar, 50-50 rounds, they chant husband, wife. After that, when a husband gives a semen seed in the womb of his wife, that is also considered yajna. Because the womb of his wife is the yajna kund. And the semen that he is giving is the ahuti. And what will come out, the child will be a devotee child. Like Prahlad, like child will come. Correct, no? Yeah. In the same manner, for brahmachari, this is the yajna kund. Which one? Ears. And what is the ahuti? The sound vibration. Like what we are hearing the lectures. So sadhu or monk means you hear the sound vibration, and what is the baby that comes? Realization baby comes. Yeah. You get realized. What is the realization? Nateshu ramate bhuta. Material world cannot make me happy. Only Krishna can make me happy. So he doesn't marry. That's the reason you don't have to marry if you are a monk. Monk doesn't marry. Why? Because he gets realization how? By Shrotraadin Indriyanyanye Samyamagnishu Juhuvati. By hearing, but this is one type of yajna, hearing yajna. If you do this, then you get realization, then we remain celibates all our life. And Grihastha also, who says, no, I don't get realization only by hearing. I need a family. Okay, you have a family. There also you can do yajna. How? By practicing spiritual life so seriously. Then the husband's giving seed to the wife is considered to be yajna, provided they are practicing devotion service as per the teachings of Prabhupada and order of Guru and everything. You understand, no? Yeah. Somebody can be a warrior like Arjuna and fight the battle. That can be yajna also. But that yajna is done as an offering to Krishna. Like one boy was asking, Roji, I'm an IT engineer. How can I do yajna in my company? Arjuna is a warrior. He is doing. And the Grihastha man is doing yajna by uniting with the wife and begetting child. Brahmachari is doing yajna by hearing. How can I do yajna? I said, so he was like, I am working and coding in the computer. How can that be yajna? Yes. Say, how much are you drawing? He said, I'm drawing 60 lakhs per annum. Very well paid. That means monthly how much he gets? 5 lakh per month. I said, Prabhupada says, give 50% of your earning. Oh, this is yajna? Yeah, this is yajna. Prabhupada says, Prabhuji, this is the one most dear to my heart. Therefore, you have to give it to Krishna. See, what Bhakti Yoga teaches you, you should not give anything that is useless for you. That which is very, very dear to your heart, that you should give. The reason is there, I'll tell you. For example, one of you got a mobile, which is a costly mobile. Which is the costliest mobile now, approximately? How much it is? 70, 80,000. So one of you got the 70, 80,000 wala costly Apple mobile, you got it. You have to give. But one of your dearest friends wants to try it out for a day. You don't want to give it to anybody. But he's a very dear friend, so you can't say it. So there is a sentimental relationship. So you want to allow him. He says, I am going out to Mumbai. I'll just take it and see how it works. Different applications I want to see. So you give him. At the same time, you are very concerned about it. So what you will do? Every 1 hour you will call him. Mobile ठीक है ना? थोड़ा थोड़ा संभालो उसको. अंदर रख दो, बाहर मत रखना. Charging करना है. अगर if you want to charge it in the train, what do you do? Be around, don't go to bathroom. If you put it for charging and go to bathroom, somebody will look at it. Yeah, it's very costly. Please, I remember. And he will say, hey, don't worry. I will take care. He will say, but he is very cool, but you are very concerned. Correct or not? That is why Krishna says, you give me something which is very dear to your heart. If you give me dear to your heart, you are going to chase behind me. What am I doing with it? That is the way you will awaken love for me. Correct, no? Like, for example, somebody gave donation to the temple. One fellow gave a donation. After that, he wanted to check whether the donation I gave is being utilized properly or not. Then actually he will come and see. ठीक है, आपने आप लोगों ने बोला क्या किया बताओ दिखाओ. He takes interest in the temple because he has given donation now. Then he will come and say. So in the course of taking interest in the temple, what happens by that? He is advancing. How? When he comes to temple, they'll give him, please take some prasadam. Please come for darshan. And some devotee will come running with the japamal also. Please try to chant one round with us. Correct, no? And then actually his concern going to temple is not to become a devotee. His concern is that I have given something very dear to me to the temple. Like one fellow, he had purchased a new sumo. So we had gone to his house to invite him for Janmashtami. And he was very, very worried about the Christian preaching expansion. He was telling, अरे वो लोग क्या क्या कर रहे हैं, आप लोग क्या कर रहे हो? He said, गांव में जाकर आपको भगवत गीता विजिट करना चाहिए. And our devotee said, हम जरूर करेंगे लेकिन गाड़ी नहीं है हमारे पास. And then the devotee said, इस तरह कुछ अच्छा सुमो मिल जाएगा हमको. Then we will go and distribute it. ठीक है, ले लो. He gave it immediately. It was almost in those days, it was 7 or 8 lakh rupees sumo. He had newly purchased. He said, take it. But in a Josh, he told us, just take it. So we took it and went to temple. Next day he came to temple. He said, so you are all sure you will use sumo now for going to village and distributing books? We said, yes, we will load it fully with Bhagavad Gita and take it to village as we will distribute. So he started coming. Now, every week, every month, he will come to temple and check how the books are going out. We also showed him score also. How many books have gone. Everything. He was very happy. So we used that sumo for almost 8 years. We used it. After 8 years, that sumo became like a bullock cart. Gada, 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 like that. One day, again he came to temple and I showed him. See, we have used it so thoroughly that it has become like a bullock cart now. Then he gave a second sumo also. One more again. So now, because it was he purchased it for himself only. But then he was so concerned about dharma, that Sanatana Dharma should spread. He gave it away. He gave away something very dear to him. So naturally he became a devotee because of that. Correct, no? So, especially for a boy who has got an IT job, who is doing, he's working very well. He's very, what is most dear to his heart at the moment is money. Correct, no? Because he wants to save money and have a big bank balance, build a house. You want to do so many things like that. To give 50% is, there are boys who may be drawing 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs, but monthly they are giving 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees, how much percent of this thing? in their salary. Monthly, you said 5 lakhs, you guys, correct, no? In 5 lakh, how much is 1,000? How much is the 1,000 percentage? 1,000 divided by 5 lakh? Huh? My Lord. He is saying is ISKCON devotee. Prabhupada is 50% and is giving not even 0.5%. That's it. Huh? So therefore, I generally tell the boys, 10-20% you should give, at least. Because if I tell you 50%, you will run away. You will keep the japa mala and run away. Prabhuji, I don't want to be a devotee. Huh? But at least one should give 10-20%. One is going to be a grihastha, at least 10-20% one should give. If you are going to be brahmachari, at least 5-10% one should give. At least. One brahmachari says, Prabhuji, anyway I am going to be brahmachari. Should he really give money? I am only going to come. Is my money required? I said, kya bharosa hai? What the proof you will come? Isn't it? Kabhi bhi man badal jayega. So better that, see, you don't say that I will eat next week. You eat today only, correct now? You eat morning, you eat afternoon, you eat evening. Correct, no? Every day you do these activities. Like that, one should give every month. Your salary comes once a month. So once a month you should give. Like, this, like, what is that saying? Aaj kare so ab kare. There's a saying. You heard that? Correct, no? You know that, right? What it says? What it says? Kal kare so aaj kare so ab pal pal mein. And they said, what is that? So therefore, one should know that good things should be done now or later. Now. See, that's why we say Shubhasya Shighram, we say. That people apply for marriages. Jaldi Shadi. See, Shubhasya Shighram means it is for what? Most auspicious, what is the most Shubha? Shubha is actually Narayan. That's why we say Shubha Labh. We say Labh is Lakshmi. Shubha is put with Labh, correct, no? See, Shubha and Labh are together, Lakshmi and Narayana are together. But if you remove Shubha, what remains? That Labh will create Lobh. That will create greed. But if you keep Shubha and Labh together, then it is auspicious. Correct, no? So for you to get Shubha Labh, you have to make the Labh Shubha by giving charity. By giving charity, the Labh becomes Shubha Labh. Correct, no? It's auspicious. It will look good to us like that. And that is Yajna. For a person. Because an IT person, imagine, for example, IT person is giving 10-20% of his salary for preaching. Then preaching can also expand. But then little bit of pinch he will feel, correct or not? Why? Oh, the company, how many of you feel little pinch when TDS is taken away in the company? Any working devotees here? Company has TDS, right? No? See, you know the full salary and how much TDS is taken, that also you know, correct? No? Do they show the TDS? They don't even show it. They remove and give you. Correct? No? Say, for example, say your salary is 5 lakh per month. How much they remove TDS? Approximately? How much percent they remove? Approximately? Anybody knows? Yeah, 7-8% they remove, correct? Yeah, that they don't give you, they don't ask you to pay. They only take it, correct, no? They tax deducted at source only. At source, we will remove it and give you balance only. Not that they give you, correct, no? So, why they remove it? It is for the company, it's not for you, correct, no? They remove it and then they give. Similarly, as soon as that money comes, that is actually kacha money. It's not a purified money. It's unsanctified money. What they give you in the hand. How do you make it sanctified? Another TDS you have to remove, Transcendental Devotion Service. Then that balance money is for you. Correct? Then that balance money, then it is what money it is? Sanctified money. Why it is sanctified? What is the reason? It's offered to Lord. Like for example, food you cook, is it pure food? See, it's a sanctioned food, but it's not sanctified. When does the sanctioned, vegetarian food is sanctioned food, but when does it become sanctified? When it is offered to Lord. Like once mango was eaten by Bhakti Thakur as a small boy. His father scolded him, Beta, you ate the mango without offering. So whole life he didn't eat mangoes. Imagine, for example, morning you didn't offer. And you try to put in the mouth. We tell you all day you fast, how painful it will be. One day to fast, the jiva will cry. Ekadashi day, you don't have grains. People are very afraid of Ekadashi days. When Ekadashi comes. So, therefore, nothing should be eaten without Because one portion of the food in a plate, you offer it to Krishna first, then the whole food becomes sanctified. Similarly, if you make a house, what is the first thing they do after building the house before the members enter the family? What they do? They do Griha Pravesh, correct now? And after the house is built, uh, so one Grihastha invited one sannyasi, Maharaj, we have a Griha Pravesh program. Would you like to come to my house? I want to welcome you. Maharaj said, whose house? He said, my house. And who said it is your house? He asked. Yes, Maharaj, my papers are in my name only. He said. Maharaj had said, this is Vishnu's house. And the devotee was taken by surprise. And Maharaj said, see, it's Lord Vishnu's house, but he is allowing you to also live there. Like that, you should have the consciousness. You should think, this is Radha Kunjavihari's palace, where you are all living now. And you are all Radha Kunjavihari's servants. And you are also allowed to live here. But who is mainly living here? They are the main people, king and queen of this house. Like I am living in the palace of Radha Chandra. So they are residing there. That's a big palace. They have a big garden. In that, there is outhouse they have given me to stay also. Where is the outhouse? The Brahmacharya ashram. Okay. So we are servants. We are allowed to stay there also. We will clean, wash, do some service for them. So we are also allowed to live in the same campus. And we go out and preach their glories, distribute their books, and receive their guests who come to temple. So this is the right type of consciousness. They are the king and queen. We are living. But many people, what they think, I am a grihastha, I am living in this house, I am a jamindar, I have a big job and everything, and I also keep deity in my house. Like that, correct, no? Is that a correct consciousness? Therefore, if you do things in right consciousness, it will come out very well. So, if you make an altar at home and request the Lord, my dear Lord, if you come and stay with me here, my whole house will become pure, and you can keep me also at your lotus feet. Then your whole house becomes sanctified. House is sanctified, food is sanctified, your salary is sanctified. Correct, no? Everything we do, it should be sanctified. What is the advantage of sanctifying? Who can say? What gain you get by sanctifying anything? Huh? No bondage is one thing, okay. And what is the meaning of bondage? Again, no birth and death. Birth, old age, disease, death. You don't get that by sanctifying. For example, see, you are entering America. What do you need? Visa. Passport and visa you need, correct, no? Customs, they are going to catch you, correct, no? When you go. And if there is some problem in that, they will turn you away. Correct, no? So that means it is sanctioned by America that yes, this fellow is approved, he can come. Similarly, when you get it sanctioned by the Lord, you get entry into spiritual world. Chatak chak, permission granted. Income, because this fellow has connected all his activities to Krishna. So Krishna will say that yes, food he ate only prasad. Job he did, he was giving charity. Made a house, he kept the Lord in the center of the house. So this fellow doesn't do anything that is disconnected from the Lord. Sarve pete yajna vido yajna kshapita kalmashaha yajna shishta amrita bhujo yanti brahma sanatanam. Here he says, the Krishna says, Sarve pete yajna vido yajna kshapita kalmasha. Like he said, kshapita kalmasha means all your sinful reactions are destroyed. Yajna shishta amrita bhujo. It produces amritam. Amritam means that which never perishes. That type of result is produced by this kind of activity, sanctifying activity. Amrita result it gives. See, your salary is mritam. Whereas when it is offered to Krishna, portions offered, then it becomes amritam. Like that. Like a food is mritam, ordinary food. But when it is offered to Lord, then it becomes prasad. Then it is mercy. It's not just food. It is carrying a very, very special thing. Just like wire, an electric wire. Both are not same. Ordinary wire has no dam, no power. When electricity is passing through it, you touch it, you get a shock like that, correct, no? Because it has some power, that's why light is glowing. Similarly, ordinary food, sinful food, but when it's offered to Lord, it is prasad, it's sanctified food. It awakens your loving feelings for God. Similarly, ordinary salary, dead. But offered to Krishna, it is in charity, then it is sanctified salary, isn't it? So an ordinary house where the Lord is not glorified, it is like a crematorium. Good fun thing. The material world itself is called crematorium by Jada Bharata. in the fifth canto. He says, why? Because people are born here and they die here in this world. But in this world also, Prabhupada converted crematoriums into temples. Do you know that? If you see ISKCON addresses, some places you'll find bury place. What is the bury place? In America, some bury places were available for sale. Probably there might have been coffins and other things before. So those places were cheaply available for sale. So only thing is some people fear that there may be ghosts and spirits and that fear. When Prabhupada was told, Prabhupada said, hey, what are you guys saying? Chant Hare Krishna, all ghosts will run away. Huh? And they covered everything and made a beautiful temple and thousands of people come there. And then every day in and day out, there is katha going on. Katha, ganam, natyam, gamanam, apivamshi, presaki. So it's going on, and that Prabhupada converted bury places into temple places. He sanctified those places. Like Lord Shiva goes to crematorium and does bhajan and sanctifies the life of the ghosts and spirits also. Isn't it? Therefore called Bhutanath. Bholenath Bhutanath. Isn't it? So, following in footsteps of Shiva, Prabhupada also went to America. All the hippies, he made them happy. So, in this way, we can sanctify everything. If you sanctify, the result is, he says, Yanti Brahma Sanatanam. You attain towards Sanatana world. Just like when you go to the airport, in the security check, they will tell you certain things you cannot take. Correct, no? Knife can you take? Gun? Like that, many things they don't allow. Many items, correct? No, I was having a chain, in the train, for putting in the train, we did a chain. That also they didn't allow. Chain also they didn't allow. Steel chain. They said you cannot carry it. Shaving blade, nothing. Everything you'll have to leave behind. They have a lot of items, pictures you must have seen. They put what all you cannot take, correct? No? Similarly, and also they will put you in a screening device where you have to stand like this with raised hand, like surrendering pose. Sarvadharman Parityaja. I'm not carrying anything. Look at my hand, look at my pocket. They check everywhere. Are you carrying? Similarly, when you want to go back to Godhead, you'll be checked. Any material desires hidden here, there. Anya Bilashita. Is it Shunyam or, how much you are carrying? Everything will be checked. So we leave behind everything. Leave the house, leave the laptop, leave our bank balance. There is one verse also which says, it may be there. Can check this verse, famous verse it is. It is a famous verse it is. You're able to see it? On earth. Earth where? Maybe in the bank. Money remains in the bank. Hmm? Or money may be in the form of land also. Or money may be in the form of vehicles also. Money may be in the in the form of, because money can be converted into many forms, correct? No? They all remain where? Bhuma. They remain in the earth only. When the soul is flying up, they all will remain here. And Pashavascha Goshte, your car remains in the shed. Correct, no? You may say, Prabhuji is saying cattle. In those days they had cattle, now there are cars. Instead of horse, you have horsepower car. Isn't it? And Bharya Grihadwari, the wife remains at the doorstep of the house when her husband dies. And Jana Smashane, relatives and people go up to the crematorium ground, but they don't go beyond, he's saying. What's the moral? The verse highlights the temporary nature of worldly possessions, relationships, and wealth. Ultimately, only one's good deeds, dharma, accompany them beyond death. It aligns with the Bhagavad Gita's teaching that only karma follows the soul while material assets remain behind. So we have to remember this, that, very all the gross things that we accumulate are left behind. So without sanctifying, we are leading a very Aghayurindriya Rama Mogham Partasa Jivati. Krishna says, you want to be an Indriya Ram or Atma Ram? Huh? What do you want to be? Huh? Where is my power cut? You want to be Indriya Ram or Atma Ram? Yeah, Indriya Ram means sanctifier. Atma Ram means self-realizer. Huh? So human life is for self-realization and animal life is for sense gratification. But what are human beings doing now? Yeah. Then therefore humans are compared to animals. Correct, no? Now hence proved. Correct, you understood, no? Why Prabhupada says cats and dogs life? Because animal life is for sense gratification, human life is for self-realization. But when humans are doing sense gratification, therefore their behavior is like animals. So therefore, one should know that all these things are going to be left behind in this world when we are leaving the body. So then ask yourself, things, we are living in a very, very changing world. Everything is ever changing. You were a baby at one time, then you become a boy. Now you become a youthful youngster now. Then you'll become a man when you marry. Then eventually become an old man. When they say you're an old man, then stick will come also to hold a stick also. Then our body is called as a, Shaba. When the body is dead, he says. Then the body will be called as a Bhasma. It will be turning into Bhasma if it is burned. So like that, Muchukunda says, uh, the names keep changing. For example, this is, now you call it as a table, isn't it? And then if somebody wants to make a campfire, you break the table and take the legs of the table and then you lit up fire. So it is called as firewood. Correct, no? Or you take the table and, you know, use a tool to make a bat out of it and then you play. What do you call it? Cricket bat, you call it. The name doesn't remain. Name keeps changing according to its utility. Yeah. It can be a cricket bat, it can be a table, it can be called firewood. Therefore, these are all temporary names, passing away names in this world. In fact, even when we were born, we were never had a name, correct, no? Anybody came from the womb of the mother with a name, ready-made? No. Therefore, the only person who is called as Nami is Krishna. When Krishna was born in the jail of Kamsa, he already had the name Vasudev, even before. Even before he was born to them, his name is mentioned in Upanishads, Chandaka Upanishad and all. So, the unchangeable, imperishable, everlasting, eternal, ever-existing master is Vasudeva. So, anything you connect to that Lord Vasudeva becomes imperishable. Therefore, you have to sanctify everything. And if we don't connect to Lord Vasudeva, who is permanent personality, then whatever you possess remains. Your body, you have a name now, but this name is false name. Why? Because this body will change, the body will perish. How many of you have seen your baby form? You have seen photo. Correct? Very surprising for you also, no? How you look. So much. Some people cannot even recognize it's you only. Correct, no? Some boys have grown taller than their father's shoulder also. Correct, no? Any of you grown taller than your father? Correct, no? Isn't it? So how much the body changes? But we attach the same name, correct? No? From the birth to death. But after that, when you go to another body, then you are given different names. These are all changing names, ever changing names. Body is changing, names are changing, families are changing, hmm? Karma is changing, everything is changing. The only unchanging, ever existing, everlasting, permanent, imperishable master is Lord Krishna. Therefore, we do yajna to connect everything to Him. When it's connected, connect everything to Him, then you also attach yourself to Him. How do you attach yourself to Him? By giving something very dear to your heart to Him. Then Krishna will say, hey, my Lord, this fellow has given something very dear to his heart to me. That means he has given his heart only to me. Then I also have to give my heart to him. Then the Lord says, so I cannot leave such a devotee. Katam tam taktam utsahe. Ye dara dara putrapta pranan vittam imam param. And then he's saying, what is the next verse? Next line? Ye putra I'll just show you. Katam tam saktam would say, how can I give up such devotees who have given everything for me? He says. Oh, I got it. All of you repeat this word. Yedaragara putrapta प्राणान् वित्तमिमं परम् हित्वा मां शरणं याताः कथं तां त्यक्तुमुत्सहे. Read this translation. Mike is here.
Since pure devotees give up their homes, wives, children, relatives, riches, and even their lives simply to serve me without any desire for material improvement in this life or in the next, how can I give up such a devotee at any time?
Correct, no? It's not that you giving up your wife, children means you go to Himalayas, leaving everyone behind. Giving wife, children means like Ambarish Maharaj. Huh? Ambarish Maharaj had everything. Griheshu, Dareshu, Suteshu, Bandushu, Dvipottamasandhanavajivastushu, Shayyaratnambaranambaradishu, Anantakosheshu, Akarot Asanmatim. There is a verse which says that he had Griheshu, many wives, children, Dhareshu, Suteshu, Bandushu, Bandhu Bandhavas, relatives and all. Huh? Lived in big palace, wore costly garments, ornaments. Huh? He had many elephants and horses, many soldiers. Whole world was his praja. Everybody was saluting him. Morning when he would go to the palace, Ambarish Maharaj, padhar rahe hain, dhan, dhan, dhan. Like that they'll play. Huh? And everybody will be showering flowers. Huh? He was a very big king, king of the whole world. Although he possessed all these things, Akshaya Ratnambaranambaradishu, Ananta Kosheshu, it is said, he had inexhaustible treasury. Huh? And his jewelry box was filled with so much gold, silver, and diamond, colorful diamonds and everything. But he considered all these things like a piece of stone, he says. That's all. Like when you're walking in the road, you see a piece of stone, will you be attracted? Like that, he treated these things. He was not attracted to any of this, no attachment. Why? He knew all these are temporary, but Lord Krishna is permanent. Huh? He was hooking on to Lord Krishna's lotus feet. Huh? Therefore, you all know that Savay Mana Krishna Padara Vindhyava Chanda. Went to the temple. He was, morning he would go to the palace. All the ministers will come and sit, and every minister will get up and speak about his project, what he's doing. Somebody is doing water department, somebody is doing, agriculture, somebody is doing education, different department. They would stand up and give a report to the king, and the king would say, Sabash, well done. Huh? And then what is your further proposal? Then they will give the proposals. King would say, oh, very good plans, very nice. The next one, third one, fourth one. He would just hear from them. After that, he would tell them, all of you have made very good progress in your own departments and you are doing very well. Continue it. Continue the good work. Mangalaya cha lokanam, kshemaya cha bhavaya cha visena. Bhavaya means material welfare. Kshemaya means liberation from miseries. And Mangalaya means love for God. So make sure all the people of the world get all these three. And then he would proceed to the temple because his heart is where? In the temple. And he had to give very little time because he was a very empowering leader. He was empowering his ministers and he didn't loot the resource of the public. And his ministers also followed him. It is said in Ambarish Maharaj's kingdom, not even a single person in the praja, aspired for going to heaven. They only wanted to go back to Vaikuntha. All were pure devotees in his whole kingdom. Such a king. It's not that only brahmacharis can make it. Even one is a brahmachari or a grihastha, whoever you are. So he was living like this. He engaged his wives, children, relatives, riches, and his very life engaged in serving Krishna. And in this way, he hardly worried about, because material improvement is temporary. He knew that. If I make material improvement alone and then don't understand the goal of human life, I'll be wasting my life. Because these things will remain behind. How can I give up such devotees at any time? So Lord says, I cannot give up such devotees. So by giving something very dear to our hearts, then we become very dear to the Lord. That's why people say, no, I lost my heart in Vrindavan. It's not enough to put in t-shirt. We have to do something also. Isn't it? So let us take some questions. I didn't enter into the topic only. We'll take some questions. Any questions? So if you have no question, then I will ask you a question. What is my question? You have to remember one point from the class, at least. How did I begin the class today? Who can say? Anybody? What the first point I made? Give the mic to him. Yeah.
Means orbiting. So people orbit to some things. Means
What's wrong if people are orbiting around IT company or around a girl or around they're orbiting, around something in this world? What's wrong with that, according to your understanding?
so
Is mic working? Yeah.
ultimately, means if they are orbiting around means material things, so at their end of life they will remember these things only,
Correct.
not Krishna.
So what's the result of that?
They will get next body according to that thoughts.
Okay, what is the problem with that?
They cannot attain Krishna in that.
Okay, they cannot attain Krishna. So what is the problem with that?
They will not be happy.
That is the point. That's the point. They can't be happy and they have to suffer also. They can't be happy. They have to suffer because right now, how many of you are able to perceive that in this world, when you are going through life, there are sufferings coming in your life? How many of you can see that? You can see that? Yeah. Like, for example, we don't want disease, we get disease. We don't want inconveniences. We get correct, no? You can see that. Like boarding the train sometimes and going so much crowd sometimes. Sometimes so much is the threat of the accidents on the road nowadays. This world is called as padam padam Yat vipadam natesham. So we should be able to see there are dangers are also there, pains are also there. Therefore, adhyatmika, adhibhautika, adhidaivika klesha. These are called threefold miseries. How many of you know 6 whips? You know 6 whips? Kshut, pipasa, shoka, moha, jara, mrityu. You know what is kshut? Means hunger. Pipasa means thirst. This is what there is hunger and thirst. And shoka moha means lamentation and fear. Shoka moha means illusion. And then jara means old age. And mrityu, death. So these are called 6 whips. Yeah, and then 4 real problems of life. Who knows? This janma mrityu jara vyadhi, and just consider it suffering because there is a positive life also. The spiritual body is the real body. Material body is a bad carbon copy of the spiritual body. It's like a bad copy of the spiritual body. Like you all have seen the man and queen in a clothes shop, no? Like a boy or a girl dressed up, plastic, the fiber boy or fiber girl. You have seen that in the shops. So how that body, so you are a real person and that is a false person, correct, no? Like that, the spiritual body is the real body and these bodies are plastic bodies. These are like fiberglass bodies. Yeah. Yeah, like you say, substance and shadow. It's like that. These bodies cannot make us happy. You come to the correct point you came. Yeah. That is why the orbiting around materialistic goals of life is a height of foolishness. And which is the whole world is doing it. That's why Prabhupada used to say, Namam Drikshtra Mudha used to say that. Mudha. Mudha means like a foolish ass. He just carries burden on his back. He may carry basmati rice on his back. He doesn't get one mushti to eat also. He just carries. Whole life people work hard and earn. And the money that you earn, you leave it in the bank and go, you are not going to enjoy it. Correct, no? Like honeybee collects a lot of honey. Does he enjoy it? Farmer will come and take it. Therefore, money is compared to honey. You understand? Correct, no? Isn't it? Isn't it? He just accumulates and gives it and goes. That's all. Like, if you conduct program in your house, kirtan and all, after that, there should be some. Sir, Prabhupada said, meeting without eating is cheating, Prabhupada said. Any meeting you call it in your home. Vedic life means after any event program, there should be some prasadam distribution. It should always be there. In temples also we have like that. So then the Mataji has to cook. That's another thing. One time I was sitting in the temple hall and asking, how many of you were, I said, Gali Gali mein Bhagavad class hona chahiye. I said, Hari Bol. Everybody clapped hands. Very said, ठीक है, आप बताओ किस किस घर में आयोजन कर सकते हैं? How many of you are ready in your house? You are ready to arrange Bhagavatam? Then people that they were afraid, my Lord. Because Hari Bol bolna bahut aasan, correct, no? Gali gali, every gali there should be Bhagavatam study circle. That everybody agrees. But to open the door of the house, people will have some reservation because every week you have to arrange, right? So some 10 men were raising hand. I immediately told our own devotee, ask their names and numbers. Note I was telling. And I saw those 10 men while giving the names. When the name and phone number has been given, they were slowly turning to the Mataji's side because wife was sitting. And the wife was like, some Mataji. And then Mata is phoning and saying, "Are cooking kaun karega?" See, you are inviting brahmachari to home to do program, but cooking kaun karna padega isko? I have to cook. He said. Then some hands came down. Then I said, "No problem. You give the number. We will discuss with you and your wife together." And all I said, "Don't worry." Yeah? Then some wife said, "Okay, we can do catering, no problem. If 30, 40 people come." Then another lecturer, I said, "See, if you are giving catering prasadam, it is all right, but it is not the highest." What is highest? If somebody comes to your home, if Mataji calls her friends and they all try to cook, it takes for her Satyavati Mataji, she will start cooking at 1 o'clock and by evening 6 o'clock it will get ready. She will complete 1 to 6. There will be 8, 10 Matajis in the kitchen. Almost 140, 150 people will take prasad. They will make 8, 10 items. Very nice prasad they'll make here only in Senapati Bhavat Mark here in the Atharva house. And Mataji used to tell me that, "Prabhu, I finished the cooking by 6, 6:30 because I want to join the program." I used to tell her, "Mataji, I come at 7 and my lecture starts only at 7:20. She said, "No, I want to attend kirtan also." She will finish cooking before the kirtan starts. 7 o'clock when I would start the lecture, Prabhuji Mataji will be both sitting in the front. Jaydev Prabhu Satyavati Mataji, making notes, very attentive hearing. And I did Bhagavad Gita, 14 years I gave in their house. Beginning with first chapter to 13th chapter I finished. 14th chapter when it began. After that I became super busy in my life. I couldn't continue after that. So she was very attentive, making notes, and in every class, so many questions. Both husband and wife will be asking questions, and they became big leaders. Now they have like 300 people under them in Pune. Wonderful family. So this is really yajna because she has put her sweat and toil with so many of the other Matajis, struggling hard to cook, and that is what purifies. Correct, no? Now you can do, "Hello, catering," just you say, and then the prasad comes. Okay, for catering you spend some money, some purification will happen. But it is not as much as when you yourself put effort. Same with garland also. For example, if I go to some house, they'll make a garland like this. This garland takes time. It will take you an hour at least to make. Hour or hour and a half it may take to make this garland. On the other hand, some homes I go, they will make a ready-made garland from the shop, big garland you have seen with jig 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 garland. They will put apa. It's like punishment for you. Very big garland. Hey, garland. Okay. After they put it, you take it and keep it away. Okay. For your satisfaction, you put it. And for my satisfaction, I remove it. I keep it. So, on the other hand, even if you bring me a jasmine flower garland, very simple. Jasmine flower garland is, that thin one. It's a very simple one. It may not have jig jig all those thing and all, but it is made with the hand, correct? No? So, for example, imagine one friend of yours, he took a greeting card and wrote, "My dear friend, I immensely have been benefiting from your wonderful Krishna Conscious Association in my life. I feel so blessed that you are my classmate and also you are my roommate, also you are staying here in the voice together. I am eternally grateful to you and your servant on your happy birthday. I am I'm cherishing all your good qualities." Like that he says. He can give you. On the other hand, if somebody gives you ready, printed card which has already got some ready-made typed thing or printed thing, they give you. That's a big difference, correct? No? Something handwritten, even 1 or 2 lines makes such a big difference. It's very personal. It comes from the heart. What comes from the heart and given personally has much bigger effect. So, in the same manner, the offerings. That's why I was telling you. Krishna teaches us in Bhagavad Gita how to give our heart. So in that connection, I was telling you about in the giving the charity, I was telling you how in all these things, what is involved, the heart is involved, I said. Why? Anybody remembers that I said? You remember that? Anybody else? How? What is some example I gave? Yes.
The example of a friend who buys one imported phone like iPhone, and he's giving one of the friend to target, and that friend whose phone is there, he's continuously calling it that phone is barabar hai na.
Why he is asking?
Because he cares about the phone. So if we donate our heart to Krishna, then we continuously inquire about it, and we build a connection with Krishna.
And for people, which is the heart for people? What is heart for the people?
Heart is the Thing which is dear to their heart.
What is that? Generally, what is dear to people?
Money.
That's a point. Now you capture that point. For boys who are earning, for them money is very dear, and that is why I was telling somebody may be drawing 50 lakhs per annum and he's just giving 1,000 rupees. That means he's not giving his heart. He's doing some ritual. Yes.
For it.
Yeah.
If we should donate our heart, or which is required, like if somebody is not attached to his money, then he should donate the money which is, because money is required, so he should donate the money or the thing which is he that is attached.
Yeah. Actually, a man is attached to his wife. Now, if he brings his wife to Krishna consciousness, for example, if he tells his wife, now, for example, Shastra say if you are attached to your wife, make your wife cook prasad, and she sweat and toil, she's putting in the kitchen, and she's serving prasad to everybody. And you don't like to see her strained. Huh? But if you allow her to take the trouble for Krishna's sake, then your attachment to her becomes purified. Huh? You are engaging in service of Krishna and devotees like that. Hmm? And on the other hand, somebody may tell his wife, hey, why do you take trouble? Just appoint some servant maids. They will cook. You and me, we both will relax. But that family doesn't get purified so much. Correct, no? Yeah. Similarly, somebody has a car. He thinks, this is my car, he thinks. Then his wife says, go and bring some sannyasi from the airport to the temple. And then when the sannyasi comes and sits in the car, then the car gets purified because he rendered some seva with the car. Correct, no? Like that. In the same manner, somebody is very attached to his house, my wife, my children. And these guys, they put even a very big gate at the entrance of the house, Kutton se savdhan, Yeah. It's like a jail only. Tavat kara griham griham. Bhagavatam says that. Their home only becomes a jail for them. Because they live very comfortably in the house, correct, no? Now, if that fellow can open the gate and allow the sadhus to come in and allow all the outside people to come and sit in the main hall and loudly do kirtan, chanting, dancing, and then cook bhoga and offer to Lord and distribute prasad, then his attachment to the house reduces by that. Then his material attachment goes away, and then he understands that this is not a permanent house. Aaj hai na kal nahi rahega. That realization will come. Only I have to become a devotee of Krishna. So this type of realization will come. Everything that we are attached to, we should offer it in the Lord's service. But nobody in this world can say you are not attached to money. The reason is because money is the medium for purchasing all other happiness. You will see that. Like tomorrow, if any of you want to marry, the father-in-law, the girl's father, what is the first thing they generally want to check? That's the first thing they will check. Naukari laga kya? Kitna? 20 lakh per annum, 30 lakh per annum, they see that. So he is saying, and you ask any girl, more than how beautiful you are, they will ask how beautiful is your pocket. They will check it. Because women are more concerned about your pocket. Because if you have enough money, then she knows, hey, this fellow will give me a good bungalow, good car, give me good dresses to wear, good food to eat. He'll take me all around the world. Paisa wala aadmi hai, acha rakhega. And you should be, women want only two things from you. One is money, another one is you should be very heroic and famous, and you are like a celebrity, very well known in society. People respect you. These are the two things women look for. And what does man look for? Man is looking for a beautiful woman whom he can enjoy. This is a very plain truth. Nothing to hide. Everybody knows it. Imagine tomorrow you want to marry, your mother shows 5 photos. Which woman are you going to choose? Whoever is looking very fair and beautiful, correct? No? Everybody will choose. You don't know that her heart, what kind of person she is. Most people go for Rupavati, not a Gunavati, correct? No? Of course, we imagine that Rupavati must be Gunavati. And after marriage, when she shouts, then you will understand. My Lord. Isn't it? So, this is all material outlook, correct, no? And spiritual outlook means what? Like Devahuti. She is thinking, oh, Kardamuni is a great saintly Brahmana. He is an exalted devotee of the Lord. She married him only because he was a devotee. That was her attraction to him. And he married her because she was very chaste. Although one Gandharva was falling from the sky, from the aeroplane, mad after the beauty of Devahuti, she told him, get lost. You may be a Gandharva, very handsome, but you are a Sri Lampat, get lost, she told. I don't want to marry you. So he said, your daughter has rejected a very handsome Gandharva. And her desire for me to marry me is chaste, and she has looked for qualities in me. I'm being a devotee. I am also looking for a woman who is a woman of character. So, therefore, Bhagavatam, if you read, you will understand that what is worthy to consider, what is not worthy to consider. So, for everybody in this world, you can't run your life without money. You can't run your. This is a very basic commodity. This. At the same time, I have a very surprising thing. People who earn little money, they want to give for Krishna. Many of them. Huh? They know that yes, I am only earning little, but they have their heart says that I want to give as much as possible. But there are very big fellows, crorpatis, having lot of wealth, but their heart is not there to give Krishna. So Krishna not only sees how much you give, he also sees how much you hold back. Huh? Like a big fat man came in a big car, like that, talk, he walked to the temple. But he took out the purse and put the 1 rupee coin. Right? So his body is big, car is big, purse is big, but donation is small. You know, correct now? Just see. Huh? Why donation is small? Because the heart is not big enough. Like how many of you know when they make marriage greeting cards, they make it very opulent. How many of you have seen 5,000 rupees card and all? You've seen that? Yes. They put a coin and all in the middle. You've seen that? How much people spend for marriages? Huh? There are even poor people. When it comes to marriage, they get loan and arrange marriage. You have seen that? In villages also, one fellow had 3 daughters, and his total saving was only, 35 lakhs he had. Huh? So somebody told him, just 5 lakhs you spend for the marriages, 15 lakhs you can finish, and 20 lakhs you can keep in saving for your family. He said, क्या बोला आपने? 5 lakh में क्या होगा? For every daughter he married them in 20 lakhs he spent. He took loan. And after the 3 marriages are over, now he has to work hard to pay back now. You can see that. Because his point was what? लोग क्या सोचेंगे हमारे बारे में? अगर हम अच्छा खर्चा नहीं करेंगे तो लोग क्या सोचेंगे? Everybody in this world want to impress others, and for impressing others, they are spending money like anything. Tell me honestly, why do you wear dress in the body? To cover the body. But people want to wear branded clothes, correct, no? Which is 4 times, 5 times the cost. Why do you have a car to commute from one place to another? Maruti car is enough, correct, no? But why people have big cars? To show off, correct, no? Now you can get Maruti in say 10 lakhs or 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs. But people want cars that are 80 lakhs, correct, no? Because you want to show. That means when it comes to themselves, honestly tell me, people spend well or not? But when it comes to Krishna, bahut kanjusi. Huh? One fellow was asking me, स्वामी जी, भगवान के लिए अगर मंदिर बांधना हो तो जैसे गणेश जी को रखते हैं पेड़ के नीचे, थोड़ा छोटा ऐसे एक मंदिर बना देना, बड़ा बनाने की क्या जरूरत है? He was asking me. बना दीजिए, लोग आएंगे, नमस्कार करेंगे, थोड़ा ऐसे प्रदक्षिणा करके निकल जाएंगे. Then I asked him that अगर आप स्कूल जाते हो, स्कूल के लिए हम क्या यूज करते हैं? बाइसाइकिल. कॉलेज जाते हैं तो क्या बाइसाइकिल यूज करते हैं? बाइक, स्कूटर कम्स, करेक्ट ना? और कंपनी जाने के बाद कार आ जाता. और अगर आप प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर बन गए, छोटा कार में जाएंगे आप, बड़ा कार. अगर आप सीईओ बन गए तो विल यू गो इन Mercedes Benz? You have to go because that's the standard, correct, no? Because you're CEO of a company. In the same manner, now I'm telling about the vehicles. Same with kapada, you see. Now all of you in colleges, you are simple boys, you may wear simple dress. But once you go to company, you have formals, special type of dress you wear, correct, no? Dressing for the occasion, they say, no? For marriage, when you go, will you go with simple dress? What type of dress you wear? When you go for meetings, business meetings, will you go simple dress? You wear very costly dresses. So dress also becomes costlier and costlier for you. Cars and vehicles also become costlier. And house also, for example, now you guys sometimes in hostel in one room like this, 4 boys are staying, correct, no? Yeah. But after you get a job, many boys live in very comfortable facility, correct, no? You have seen that? Many times some people stay even in a single house also, correct, no? Because you have money in your pocket, people do that. And after marriage, for example, if you are in a simple post, you have 2 BHK. Now you became a team lead or a project manager. Do you stay in 2 BHK? You go for 3 BHK or a row house. Tomorrow you become a CEO. You naturally have bungalow, villa, independent bungalow, correct, no? So then I told them, You go from Lakpati to Karudapati, Karudapati to Arapati. Naturally, your dress, your vehicle, your everything. And Lord is Lakshmipati. So what type of facility you should give him? Huh? Correct, no? वो सारे ब्रह्मांड का ही नहीं, अनंत कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायक. कोटि कोटि ब्रह्मांड is ruled by him. So should we give him a small house under a tree, or we should give him a big temple? Obviously, logically, based on your standard. You have gone from स्कूल टू कॉलेज टू कंपनी. अगर भगवान के लिए पेड़ के नीचे बोलेगे तुमको जमीन के अंदर डालेंगे तुमको. करेक्ट ना? You understand, huh? If such a big God only deserves this much small temple, you don't even deserve to stand on earth. We will bury you under the ground. Correct, no? Why are you so envious? I asked him. Then उसको अकल आ गया उसको. अच्छा बोला स्वामी जी आपने. थोड़ा समझ में आ रहा है, थोड़ा. That too थोड़ा only. That's it. Simply envious. Correct, no? So one should think God is a master of the entire creation. Millions of universes God has created and He has given us so much. इतना लिया हमने उनसे कि दिया क्या उनको? करना चाहिए ना उनको. We should do something. So we should think about it. And past I am seeing when the students and working people, when the students become working people, they gradually become weaker over a period of time because of not performing this type of yajna by giving the wealth, hard-earned wealth they are not giving. And in the long run, brahmacharis are also very, soft-natured. They don't ask also. How can you ask? These things are all very delicate things because it should come from the heart. So they also don't ask. And in the long run, what happens then? Brahmacharis are trying to find out other ways to bring money, some CSR, find out some other, some other type of method, NGO, and things like that, which is actually not good for sadhus also. If sadhus go for such kinds of, then there you'll have to show devotion services, something else you have to do, and all those things. Ideally speaking, brahmacharis just focus on controlling mind and senses and directing it on Krishna and becoming blissfully situated, happy brahmacharis. Correct, no? And boys and grihasthas who become devotees, they very happily give charity. And then our movement also expands without having to depend on karmis, outside people and other things. That's ideal standard. But both should do their part. Now what happens when the brahmacharis have to take money from NGOs and other people and all, they will have to many times, adjust their, style of preaching and everything to suit someone else. When by doing that, they also dilute that preaching many times. Correct, no? Then, like for example, when I went to company, Infosys called me 3 times in Hyderabad. There is one Rajesh there. He's a HR man. So I was very surprised. I asked Rajesh, getting into Infosys is difficult, but I am every time coming 200, 300 people are attending. Every time. How is it? So he told there are 2 types of programs. He said, one program is arranged in the company hours, and it is arranged, it's compulsory for all the employees, and it is a paid program. 2 lakh, 5 lakh, they will give like that. That kind of program is one type. Another type of program is arranged by wellness club, which is outside the company hours, and it is voluntary, and it is payment also is voluntary. If somebody company wants to give something, they may give it 20,000, 30,000, they may give like that. Check they may give. It's not a big amount. So what he arranged for me is the second one, the wellness club program, where it is voluntary. So company has no restriction because they have facility. Whichever employees want to attend outside the company hours, they can attend. And very good people come because they are very enthusiastic. They like to, because they want to ask questions on Gita. Many of them, one man stood up and asked me, he said, please teach me how to chant also. I know this Hare Krishna mantra, I've heard about it. Please tell me the procedure. Directly they ask many of them. So many good people come in that. It's outside the company hours. It's a voluntary program. Voluntary means who is going to come? Only interested people come. And because I'm not paid for that, I can teach Mahamantra also. That's no problem. We can give Mahamantra. There is no restriction. No Rama, no Krishna, nothing. We can teach also. It's very nice it is. You understand? So in this way, when we don't have to dance according to the tune of karmi's demands. Like when I went for official programs, they say in the slide, you cannot put Hare Krishna mantra slide also. They say you cannot put a picture of Krishna anywhere in the slide. When you have to do an official program, a very big payment, they give you a big money, but a lot of restrictions they will have. When we do it as a voluntary, these are all no restrictions. In the same manner, our preaching of Krishna consciousness, when we are reaching to various places, the community should be such that everybody should do their duty. Grihastha should do their duty. Brahmachari should do their duty. Everybody is pakka in their duty. Everybody will go back to Godhead. Correct, no? Any other point you remember? Anything
Prabhuji,
left
I
out?
had question regarding
Okay,
that thing.
yeah.
Prabhuji, like you said, when we monthly, if you are earning monthly, we can give monthly.
Correct.
But like generally, what it is said, like before Janmashtami, we give the direct amount, the whole amount. So like instead of monthly or like it's.
Actually, there are people who give for Rath Yatra, Janmashtami, such kinds of festivals. And there are people who give what do you call it, through wire they send, no, every month they deduct the amount. What do you call that? Clearance scheme, electronic clearance scheme, I think, ECS, I think. ECS. They fill up a form and then it is cleared, it's coming like that. So what one can do, generally Grihasthas, they decide X amount of money for the year. And then they can decide how this money should be given. For example, say in the X, you have 3 components, A, B, C. A is for monthly, it will go. And the B will be going during big festivals, like Rath Yatra, Janmashtami. And the C, you will keep it for giving it to some specific devotees, whom you may be very much drawing spiritual energy. You have a desire that I want to give it to them, like that. So in this way, you can have subdivisions in that, but the X amount of money one can decide in a year. Clear?
I have one question regarding that. So, as we are students, so our duty is to study nicely. That is a yagya for us.
Yes.
So, how we can
Yes.
maintain the
Now, when
inspiration
you-
and motivation?
For example, when you study, as a student, how can you offer your studies to Krishna? I'll tell you briefly. You see, when in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Buddhir buddhimatamasmi. I am the brain of the brilliant. Krishna says. Like Einstein is brilliant. Dr. Kalam, very brilliant. But did they create their own brain and put in their head? Or Krishna gave the brain. Krishna gave the brain. So Krishna says, so therefore, if a person who is very brilliant gets very good marks and people come to praise him, oh, you got very good marks, wonderful. Then if he says that, oh, it's all God-given gift, it's whatever I am writing, it's all Krishna's intelligence. Krishna says in Gita, Buddhir buddhimatamasmi, it's not my intelligence. So then immediately that becomes yajna. It becomes sanctified because you have admitted honestly that whatever you are able to do, the talent is given by Krishna. Plus another thing, that becomes a very good platform for you to preach to people to chant Hare Krishna. Like Revati Bhattipu was a 10-pointer in IIT Kharagpur. So, and he was very soft-natured also. He was never aggressive or something. So when he would go to hostel to call the boys, the whole wing will come for the class. He has just mildly call. We have a class like that, he will say, and they will come running. Because he was a 10-pointer, correct, no? He could sweep the whole wing and bring, because everybody saw him like a hero. And by Krishna's grace, he already had that smart ability to grasp a lot in a short time. He can just, if you give him any book, bulky book, even now also in ISKCON books also, in 3 hours, 4 hours, he finishes books. And he can read diagonally, he can read very fastly, and he grasps very fast. You can ask him, what did you understand? He can tell you the main points and everything he can speak. So in this way, he becomes a serious devotee also. So boys consider the academic toppers to be heroes, correct, no? Like I had gone to PhD just a few days ago, and there 9.86, 9.75, and 9.51, like that. Boys were saying almost 8 boys were sitting there. All are above 9.3, 9 to 9.3. The toppers are there. Yesterday also I went to one of the centers. They were saying college topper, university topper is with them, staying. So if our boys are very smart in studies, it's going to really, really attract many people to take to Krishna consciousness seriously. But if our boys don't put in enough effort, the study rooms are made, study charts are also made. Why? Because you should do your part. So how to best study, I will tell you. You can combine 4 things: hard work, smart work, cooperative work, and prayer. Hard work means Squirrel did his hard work, correct, no? And Hanuman did his hard work, because everybody's capacity is different. So you do the best hard work you can do, and you have a limit for that. Then smart work means you can, like for example, in our NVCC temple, when they were making the Vyasas, and they asked me, Prabhu, it should be light or it should be big. I said, Vyas, asan means who sits there? Whether Vyas sits there. It should be really like a simhasan, I said. So they made such a big simhasan, even 4 people could not lift it. And nobody could even move it also. It was so heavy. I said, Arey, you guys have made so heavy. Then one night a devotee came with a smart idea. Prabhu, you can put a wheel below. So he put a wheel. So then next day morning they kept in the temple hall. They told me, Prabhuji, you can inaugurate it by giving the first class, sitting in the Vyasas. And I said, okay. And I started singing vigorously, Hare, this Jayarada Madhava, and moving in the other side. And when I opened my eyes, I saw table is not there. I am somewhere on the side. So later on, they were just 3-4 people pulled it and come here. And I was wondering, while speaking, I move my hand, sometimes moves this way, that way. I said, what kind of smart work is this? You have spoiled the people are laughing. So then another devotee came up with a smarter idea. He said we can lock the wheel also. We can have a locking facility after putting the wheel. Now we do that. We open it, move it, and then lock it back. So this is a smart work. By doing smart work, how many people are required now for the assassin to move? One person, that's all. What was done by 4? What 4 people couldn't do, one person could do. This is smart work. Like you know the story of the crow who brought the stone pebbles to lift the water level, but another crow brought a straw, isn't it? Like that, it drank and went away. It's a smart work. Huh? You just have that too. You pick up from a fruit juice shop nearby. So much energy he saved. Otherwise, bringing the stones and putting is like hard work. Correct? No? So in this way, hard work you do. And what is smart work? Smart work means one should know. For example, in the summer vacation only you get the books and start going through it. Just browsing. No, don't need to study seriously. Just see what is there. And then when the college starts, every day when teacher is teaching, you already have some clue of what is being taught. Correct? No? You already seen it. And evening when you come back, do everyday review of what I heard today, what I learned, make some notes and everything. Those bosses study like that. Like we used to study like that in our college days. Vacation time, you go through the books. Class, you learn. First 3 months, our syllabus is over now. You would finish the books. And next 3 months, you would read foreign other books, which are not in syllabus. Many advanced things you can learn. Very cool life it was. Examination, we had no tension. Gaurang Prabhu used to say 2 people won't have tension. One who is well prepared, one who is not prepared at all. Because the one who is not prepared knows that I don't know what to write. So he is fully free from tension. And one who has prepared well, he has no tension. Correct now? So in this way, smart fellow means what? He always plans ahead. That's the smart fellow. Smart fellow thinks ahead of time. 3 months before, 6 months before, you plan about things. And when the time comes, it's very easy. So, and third one I told you is cooperative work, which means if you are very good in relationships with other friends, then you can do cooperative work. Like I make notes of, like I'm good in mathematics, for example. Somebody else is good in another subject. Third person is good in third subject. Whoever is a boss in the subject, they should make very good notes and share it with us, and we can share our notes with them. Just like on land, a rabbit is the boss. On water, tortoise is the boss. Correct, no? So what the land, tortoise can sit on the back of rabbit. And in water, rabbit can sit on the back of tortoise. In this way, they can reach the goal very fast. In this way, students can help each other, and that is only possible when you are free from false ego. Because to go and beg a student, please kindly help me in this subject, it requires some amount of putting aside our ego, isn't it? Ami Bodov Duki, Tumi Bodov Sukhi. You are very smart in your subject. So then you give what you. So this is called situational leadership. In water, the situational leader is tortoise. On land, the situational leader is rabbit. Situational means in a particular situation, one is leader. So in water, tortoise is the king because rabbit cannot do anything in water. Right? No? So identify boys who are smart in the subject, go and meet them, befriend them, openly request them for help, guidance. I even asked many devotees prepared good notes, your Hari Bhakti Prabhu. I took a lot of his help when I made the Gita Amrita Bindu. I just gave him a call and said, Prabhuji, I want to make one PPT with 5 Acharyas commentary. And I know very well he is a man of literature. I said, please collect all this and give. And he did such a good job. He spent, weeks together gathering all Acharya's commentary in Sanskrit and English translation. All the 18 chapters he gathered and he gave me. And after that, I had to just pick up the portions which I felt are very important, can be spoken. And then I made the PPTs, Gita Amrita Bindu PPT. Now many people across the globe are appreciating. So every blessing and appreciation they give, so he also gets a share of that. Because he has done that good work he did. But I know one thing, who is the best fellow to catch for what? That I know. Huh? So he can be caught for this. Similarly, anybody is asking about children preaching and all, I connect them to Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. I connect. Correct, no? Anybody is asking about academia and research, immediately put them in touch with Gauranga Prabhu. Huh? He has this Bhakti Research Center, correct, no? Like that. Some boy or girl, they're asking for marriage match. Immediately I have 2 dozen people in India. I connect them. North, east, west, south, according to the language. So, correct. In this way, what cooperative work means, what you need connecting to people. The more you are a good people connector, friendly with people, then lot of your work will be done by multiple people, and you will not be taxed for everything yourself. Correct? No? So hard work, smart work, cooperative work. Beyond that, there is only one thing you can do, which is prayer for empowerment. Like you can pray to Tulsi Maharani, you can pray to Radhakrishna and Gaunita deities also. Because when you are unable to do something by your own strength, you find that you are very weak-hearted and vulnerable. You have a desire to do that, but you are unable to. Then praying gives a very great help. What you thought one time you cannot do, that will get done. For an example is, when I pray to the deities that today is Akshaya Tritiya day, I am beginning this Gita Amrita Bindu. And the next 108 days, I am planning to complete it. That was a Corona time, COVID time. So every day evening, I have to give one half an hour Hindi lecture and half an hour English lecture. And daytime, I have to prepare the PPT. So I prayed to the ladies that, please give me a blessing that I will be able to complete this project. So from that day on Akshaya Tritiya, every day, daytime, I prepared 7 hours of PPT. It would take me 6 to 7 hours preparing PPT. If you see the Gita Amrita Bindu with a lot of pictures, moving pictures and everything, GIF pictures and all that. So, and Shivaji Prabhu was at the time making videos. He was also fully ready. And morning to evening I'll prepare, and evening I will deliver the lecture. And those, 108 days, almost 3.5 months, I didn't think of anything else. One pointed focus got over. And how did it get over? Because I offered a prayer. Sometimes when you pray, you can do things which you, on your own, whatever you are not able to do. Like prayer means difference between what you can do and what God can do. That is the difference. That's a prayer. Hanuman is going to Lanka, but he offered a prayer to, Lord Rama, he offered to Vayu, he offered to Surya, who is his guru. Vayu is his father. Ram is his Lord of his life. Then he was successful in the mission of finding out Sita. Correct, no? So that prayer actually reaches to the heart of the great personalities whom we offer, and it awakens a blessing. Just like Pandavas, the beginning of the battle, Arjuna, and Yudhishthira, they sent two arrows on the arrows were going and hitting on the ground like this in front of Dronacharya and Bhishma. And Duryodhana was laughing, "Arey, look at this guy, Pandava's very first arrow is kissing the ground." And Dronacharya said, "You don't know, he's offering obeisances." With the 2 arrows, offering obeisances to the Guru, offering obeisance to Bhishma Pitama. They blessed him heartily. Therefore, Pandavas emerged victorious. Correct, no? Isn't it? So, great, intelligent devotees are those who offer a prayer before they begin any auspicious, any good work they want to do. So, when you combine all these things, your power becomes multiplied. Correct, no? Now it's 8:50.